Hey there, everybody. This is Kristin from Teaching Balance, and I am here with you with this week's mindfulness meditation practice. We are closing out our month of gratitude. The whole idea, of course, behind gratitude, not only that it's something that, gives us the opportunity to really appreciate and savor all the blessings in our lives, but it also has a very positive impact on our sort of self-regulation, our happiness, because when we practice gratitude and things of that nature, it really does predispose us to look for the good things in life. Now, for our practice this week, or for your invitation this week, I was reflecting on it and I was thinking that it might be a really nice opportunity to focus on just having tiny moments of gratitude for this moment, whatever this moment may be. So here's what I kind of mean by that and how I practice that in my everyday life. So a lot of times maybe it'll be like the middle of the night. I have a pretty frequent tendency to wake up in the middle of the night and use the restroom, come back, and it kind of takes me a while and sometimes a considerable amount of time to go back to sleep. But instead of going to that place of frustration and things like that, what I try to do is I just try to allow myself to feel a quality of gratitude for something that's happening in that moment. So it might be, just the feeling of the sheets on my skin, or, the warmth of a cozy bed, or the fact that I don't have to walk that far to go to the bathroom, or just these like very little tiny things. And then of course that can take it the form of just really being deeply present to any other kind of like everyday moment, like, enjoying your coffee or your tea in the morning. And then the other thing is, even when there's nothing really going on, just having an opportunity to just be present to how things are, which of course is what we're cultivating with all of these practices, is just being present, feeling your body wherever it's making contact with the ground or a chair beneath you, allowing yourself just to be deeply present to and grateful for how things are in this moment. Now, it's interesting because I've talked about this in a lot of other contexts. It would be really easy for us to acknowledge the fact that most of the time things can always be better, right? Like, you might be more comfortable, or, your surroundings might be more appealing, or whatever it might be. There's always, you could be getting a shoulder massage, like whatever's happening in the moment, there's always a way for it to be better. And the flip side of that is, barring certain circumstances, generally speaking, each moment is usually pretty okay. We might have our worries and our concerns and moments of discomfort, but generally speaking, this moment is usually pretty okay. And having a little bit of gratitude for that as well. So you can look at it as the gratitude for these like small moments at any point throughout your day, and also to accompany that, in addition to really focusing on the pleasures, no matter how large or how small, but also just being present to how things are, even when it has a quality of sort of neutrality, or even, not being particularly appealing. So kind of weird, but if you think about it, really is a big part of what we're cultivating, this idea of being fully present to how things are in this moment and just being really okay with them, however they might be. So in the spirit of that, I would love for us to go ahead and get into our practice. I am going to set the timer for 10 minutes, and I'm really going to try to continue to cultivate this idea with you in our practice of just being okay with how things are in your practice, in no matter, whether it's going particularly well or not particularly well. So as always, I'm going to invite you, I love just rolling my shoulders back. I'm in the mood just to stretch my neck a little bit. Of course, you can do whatever feels right to you. Finding that upright posture that feels supported, with the vertebrae, for all intents and purposes, stacked one upon the other like coins, which just allows you to have a little more support. Sitting in a way that's relaxed, but also awake and alert. And if you haven't already, allowing yourself to take some of those long, slow, deep breaths. Breathing whatever way feels right to you. I've been doing a lot of exploring of exclusively nose breathing, which has been very interesting, even during exercise. But trust yourself that whatever way you want to lengthen and deepen your breathing is going to be what's right for you in this moment. The eyes closed or the gaze just lowered. Let's go ahead and really just drop into your body, feeling what it feels like to be in your body in this moment. Again, with this quality of just acceptance, being okay with how things are, no matter how they may be. And allowing yourself to have a quality of settling. Like dust settling, or even for the season, having the little pieces of plastic snow settling in the bottom of a snow globe, which can give us a little bit more clarity and ease. You know that you can rest your attention on whatever anchor feels easiest for you. It might be the breath and just noticing the sensations associated with the breath. That rising on the inhale and descending on the exhale. And you've heard me speak before about, if it's interesting to you, playing with that moment at the top of the inhale, just before the exhale, perhaps extending it slightly. And doing the same thing, extending that moment at the bottom of the exhale before you breathe in once again. And allowing yourself just to have some playfulness around this. No pressure, no big deal. And of course, you can also rest your awareness on the body in its entirety, noticing all the surfaces, feeling the density of your body, feeling gravity holding you in place. And you can also just rest your attention on one part, like your hands or your feet, or even just your butt as it's making contact with the seat beneath you. can also just rest your attention on sounds. Sounds inside the room. Could be the HVAC, or a fan, or a ticking clock. Could be sounds within you, a hungry stomach, the ringing in your ears, and of course sounds outside the room like airplanes and dogs barking and cars. So let's have a little bit of spaciousness. I'll check back in a bit. Let's sit together in silence for a few. Letting go of any pressure, any striving, any expectations regarding how this should be or how you prefer it to be, and instead just being very deeply present and accepting of how things are. Just setting down for the moment that habit of attainment and trying and efforting. Instead, just allowing yourself to relax into just being for this last little bit until the bell. Got really noisy in my house and outside of my house during those last few minutes. So as always, thank you so much for taking this time for yourself, and thank you for accompanying me on this journey. And since this is our last week of gratitude, allow me to express my gratitude to you for being here and continuing to show up with whatever degree of regularity feels right to you. And I can't tell you, I'm really looking forward to seeing you next week. Take care. Bye.